Hello and welcome back to my bucket list adventure here in Thailand. We're currently on day 3 of the Mae Hong Son Loop, and I tell you what, it's getting nothing but better and better. Today our aim is to take on the best twisties that we can possibly find, enjoy the bikes as much as possible and get to our most expensive resort that we've stayed in yet. So this is going to be good.
When I saw you, I would lose control. Made me feel like there was no tomorrow. Should've told you that you're beautiful, but the days pass and now it's so long ago. Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.
Well, here we go. We're off. We have 141 kilometers to the resort that we've booked, and it looks very shortly after here the most amazing twisty bends in the world. Now I've picked today especially to slightly less kilometers because the place we just stayed in, I've got to say, was amazing, but because we arrived so late and because we've sort of taken our time this morning planning today, you can already see it's nearly 11:30 and we didn't get a chance to go in the pool and have some fun. So I said, you know what, let's try and do less kilometers today. Let's really take in the roads, really take in the amazement of riding this bike. Let's get to the hotel and let's hopefully arrive with some time to enjoy the facilities, because I reckon you're gonna love the place we're going to. But most importantly, it's to do with the roads. The roads is what we're after today. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Looking at Google Maps and those twisties, this should be serious bucket list riding. Should be awesome. So let's get down a few miles and get to these twisties. So just before we release the fun and hit all those twisty bends, I'm going to hand you over to my co-host Paul that will give you all the travel facts that you need to know about the location we are and everything about the loop.
So some facts for you about the Mae Hong Son Loop. Covering about 600 kilometres, 370 miles. Starting in Chiang Mai, finishing in Chiang Mai. It's got 1,864 curves. Absolutely awesome twisties. Currently, we're in the northwest section of that loop, not far from Mae Hong Son itself. Let's go and take on some more of those twisties.
Well, I promised you twisties. I promised you amazing roads. Look at this. Can you see that? That is just twisty after twisty after twisty. This should be absolutely incredible. Now we follow the 108 all this way up there, and as part of the loop it changes over onto a different road, but towards the end of the 108 basically you get this amazement. So I'll zoom slightly out more on the map so you can see, look, just twists and twists and twists and twists and twists and twists. You keep going and you keep going and you keep going. It's just, oh, delicious. So shall we engage CT power? Woohoo! This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Going through the rev range. First warm-up bend in. Nice and easy. Here we go. Look at this. A nice little small bend. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, yes. This is cool. Yeah. Nice hairpin bend here. Oh, braking down, pulling it out, wrong gear in, drop it down, take it in. Can you hear this bike makes this reasonably nice sound? It's still a little bit tinny, but it's got that build up of the revs, starts getting the adrenaline going, and these tyres being super thin, you kind of rock over on the edge, unlike the bigger tyre where you have that smooth transition. This feels like it almost flicks in. Back down to gear again. We're climbing, baby, we're climbing. Look at it though. Absolutely out of this world. Oh, here we go for some more. Oh, take my money, Thailand, and give me more of these. This is a place to visit and to ride. Dipping the CT in again. a reasonable amount of acceleration coming out, keeping me going nicely for the bend. Keeps on going. Oh, yes. What a cool place to ride. What a cool place indeed. But do you know what? What I should do? I should give you this more in the 11 out of 10 style. Let's do this.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the foam, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old lives. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, an easy kid, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the fold, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may.
You know that moment when you've just gone around some beautiful twisty bends and you see a trail and you go, I don't know where that goes, but I want to find out. And this bike, it's a CT125 that's designed to do this sort of thing. So let's see how good this baby is. She's just mowing this up, isn't it? Absolutely mowing it up. Woohoo! It's just, where does it go? Well, by looks of it, there's a hut over there and there's a way down there. I think that's the way to go. See, there's clothes and stuff there, so are people living there? Staying here? I don't think for a while, but that doesn't look too old, does it? It's the interesting thing about a trail, isn't it? You kind of go, wash around the next bend. Now for me, this bike is definitely not one you'd stand up and do too much on the pegs, as it's quite a reach down. It's more of a poodle and enjoy. It's getting more and more overgrown, so I don't think this has been used in some time. But we're still going. Now, interestingly, Paul, the co-host, the amazing co-host, went off a few moments in front of me. Whoa, this is rutted. Now, he went off in front of me, and I have no idea which way the man's gone. So he could be going down that mountain that looked really steep. But I've picked, at least, the high sort of ground. That's cool, innit? I've no idea where this goes. Obviously it's had some sort of tractor going up it because there's some decent sized ruts here. Let's see if we can get out of it. And go a bit more this way. The one thing I saw, not to panic anyone, we walked to go and get some food last night. Turned out the restaurant was closed. We ended up at, they call them 7-Elevens, and we ended up there and had to buy some sandwich stuff and walk back. But there was like a snake, wild dogs yesterday on our little walk. It was a bit ropey. The woman ran out from the hotel and she said, whatever you do, use your bikes. And then when I saw the snake I realised why. This is getting proper thick, isn't it? Proper thick. Let's spin this bad boy around. I don't think anyone's been... It's trying to find your way through. The questions always go through your head when you sort of go off on a random trail. When was the last time anybody came down here? I don't know. Oh, inside a rut, inside a rut. Yeah, baby. It feels like I'm riding through a jungle. Bits of bamboo on the floor. It's just awesome. Not massively far, but enough just to go and have a look. When you see those trails, you always go to yourself, I wonder what's down there. You know exactly what I mean, don't you? You do, you see them even in the UK, and you think, oh, I wonder what's down there. And you don't go. Most of the time you don't go. But you've got to come down these random things just to have a look. To have a little look, just have a little see and have a little play. But this bike's definitely rugged and made to happen. There's Paul. That way, it gets really like, it's good, and it goes up, it gets like thick with leaves and stuff.
Thick what?
Thick with leaves and stuff.
Yeah, not rideable.
Well, probably, but to the point where it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, I only turned around back there.
Did you go down?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's only rubbish tip.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that just leads up into somewhere ever, and probably someone's place eventually that was lived here once upon a time. Well, with Paul found and a little boodle down this trail, this is just so cool. It's put a massive smile on my face. But with Paul found, we're going to make our way back to the road. But an experience. He's taking me down here because he said it's way he went was down. So I always aim to go up, knowing that I can turn around in case it gets really sharp. But this, yeah, it's just a massive dump down here. Well, there we go. Trail done. Fun done. Back on some more twisty roads. If you find a trail, you've got to go and have a look, ain't you? Be rude not to. Welcome to my hotel for this evening, Hotel Sibrambralu, and this is in Pang. Now, I've got two very special guests here on the bed. I like to call them, because they're elephants, I like to call this one, the one that's close to me, Julian, and the one that's trying to get closer, Mikey, because they were on my last series and they're very important people indeed, and they do tend to look like that as well. But the point of it is, you might think this is quite echo in here. Well, this is their deluxe room. We were upgraded. Once you saw Lord on the passport, you said, oh Lord, we upgrade you. Paul's obviously more in the peasant's room. So I'm in the massive room. Now this cost, right, this is the most expensive yet, £32.96. And I'm going to give you a tour, but just before I do, I want to give you some serious advice if you're thinking about coming to Thailand, especially with the amount of heat it is. It was 35 degrees today, and we're in this season called smoky season, so we lose some of the views, and it can get a bit like, not coffee, but you can feel a little bit headachy, etc, etc. So it's worth bringing a face mask if you want to try to protect yourself a little bit more. But forget the smoky season bit, the temperature. Now, a massive tip, and I've done it on my adventures before, is tip literally a bottle of water over you, soak your top in a sink, put it on, and if you have a mesh jacket, it pushes the hot air in, but it's a little bit like air conditioning away for the body. So it dries out within about half an hour, but it gives you half an hour of peace before you start getting really, really, really hot. Now, the jeans that I brought on this trip are the jeans I've worn all around the UK and most of the way around the world, and they're going to continue to come with me, and they are the Road Skin jeans. Now, there's a link down in the description for those jeans, and what you can do is get yourself a discount by clicking on it as well. So I'd always recommend, if you can, bring in bike jeans. If it gets really hot, at least wear denim jeans, and then on top of it, get yourself a mesh jacket and some really light summer gloves. The other tip is,
If you can, and you've not got camera kit all over your helmet and comms in, try to put a little bit of water in your helmet as well. Get them a little bit damp, because again, heat rises off your head and it keeps you nice and cool. If not, dampen your hair like I do, and it will make a massive difference to your ride. Now, shall I give you a little bit of the tour of the room? This is huge. So look at the vastness of this room. I mean, you could fit a family of 10 in here if you have, you know, lots of people you need to fit into one room for any weird reason. Right, you've got some lovely seating area and what I like to call the fake bonsai tree. I don't think it actually is a bonsai tree, but it looks like a bonsai tree. I think this is a bonsai tree. But then I have my throne. I mean, how welcome is that to give me my own throne? Let me just pop you here like this. Let me give you the throne experience. Here we go, wait for it. Here we go. Yes. Peasants, bring me a beer. I need a beer. There's no peasants. I'll send Paul a WhatsApp message, he'll bring me a beer and I can relax. Anyway, let's carry on with our tour. Let me grab you again. Right, so this is a super double king lordly bed. Look at the size of this. It's like 20 million feet off of the floor as well. Swinging over here, but let's move on to this. What's important, I think, that you don't get in all hotel rooms. Everyone I've been in Thailand, I've had a kettle to heat up, I think, pot noodles, but not coffee. So we've got coffee, and we can have one of them early in the morning. And look, fresh water that you have to open like a beer because it's very posh. The telly that nobody watches is YouTube on here, just so I can watch myself in bed tonight. No, so well, that's not going on then, is it? No point. Moving on, somewhere for me to edit. I might have to pull over one of those chairs to do it, but somewhere for me to edit. Somewhere for me to hang my dinner suit, really, and my tweed jacket. And then moving on to the bathroom. Oh, aloha. Yeah, baby. Have some shower time. Sink. Throne where you spend half an hour watching me on YouTube and giggling, and they think, why is my husband having a poo and laughing at the same time? What's wrong with them? That's the reason why. And if we open this, we just have ourselves, a double shower. So that means I can go, boom, maybe put one from the bottom, and it will shoot up, washing me around my balls area and keeping me cool, and a nice cool one on my head later. Like their style. But of course, the most important bit, the most sexiest man in the world. Now, there was good reason why I wanted to take in some roads. We've not done huge miles today. One, what I'm finding is, and it's to do with the heat, and this is one of the things, another really good tip if you're going to come and do this trip. On the seat, the CT seat for me, I think is quite firm anyway. Just to put that out there. I don't know what anyone else thinks that's got a CT, but I found it quite firm. Now, what I should have brought, what I didn't, is one of those mesh covers. I've done it on my Africa Twin, and it's made a massive difference. And basically, it just helps the air flow underneath, stops your bottom from getting sweaty, and you're putting pressure on it and heat. And it gets, basically, you get a bruised bottom. So it's like you've been pounded. Like, what happens, Well, it's basically, let's just summarise it. If you're like me, if you go out for a beer, this is how me and my wife met, women slap you on the bum and want to buy you a drink. It happens all the time. So basically, my bum was used to that, but because I've been happily married for such a long time now, I don't get the slap on the bum now. I get the more, get me a glass of wine. What means that my bum's more tender. So what I'd suggest is that mesh seat, let the air flow, keep the bum cool, or as cool as possible. Even put water down there and let that soof up. Anyway, that will help. But I took in the brilliant twisties. We did a little bit of trail riding, a little bit of a giggle, a little sample. But I wanted to come here early so I can enjoy the pool, because that is what I've come here for. This is a 4-star resort. We even had a lady bring our stuff to the door, and she couldn't lift up the bag, bless her. She was very tiny. And I was like, oh, let me get the bag. But the point of it is I want to go and enjoy the pool, because this place looks spectacular. So shall we go for what we like to call a little dip? Is that not the most sexiest thing?
you've ever seen. The Baywatch pose walking up, the jump in a pool, and that is kind of chilled, refreshing, is how I can put it. There's people working in the background. Do apologise, they have to maintain everything. So I think, being an athlete, I should do at least one length of the pool, then I'll probably stop. Here we go. I don't think the Hoff could do a better job than me. You know what I mean? Sexy, looking sexy. So it's time for a pool game, a bit of fun, and basically the competition is who can hold their breath the longest, and then the loser has to buy the beer. And obviously, being a champion that I am, this should be quite easy. So Paul, come on, up for a challenge?
Absolutely, mate. I was high school champion for 4 years in a row. I can do that.
Okay, I haven't got a lot of money left. So here we go, as soon as your head goes under the water, we're going to start the timer. Ready? Whenever you are. Wow, that was impressive. Seriously impressive.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet. You don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet. Have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, 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 who you're going to meet.
So after that victory, I mean, of course, plus, you know, longest man in my beautiful state could ever hold their breath and just winning. It's time for me to claim that beer. But I want to show you the resort, 4-star resort here. That, I believe, is some kind of like function room stuff near the pool that they do stuff. The one thing is, I think we might be the only 2 guests here. I might be wrong. There could be some others staying in, but we've not seen anybody whatsoever. So we're hoping the restaurant's open because we do not want to go out, ideally grab a beer. But let me show you some of the wonders of this place. Now, I'm pretty sure we are the only 2 guests because we've seen nobody else whatsoever. Also, what looks like a beautiful restaurant that sits sort of overlooking is closed. There's a bar there that's closed and there's only the one person that's on reception, but they have recommended to us a restaurant to go and try. It's about 17 minutes away. That's sort of the downside, I suppose, about coming now after all the tourists have been. I mean, it's beautiful for the roads, but you do find a lot of the restaurants and things are closed. So if you are coming at this time of year, that I still recommend, even if you've got what they call the smoky season and the views probably aren't as good, the roads are clear. You get places like this all to yourself. Right, I'm going to jump on the bike and we're going to go and get some food and try something a little bit different, I think, for tonight. Well, we've just arrived at this restaurant that was recommended to us by the resort, and he said it is fantastic. At least that's what we think he said when he was pointing at Paul's phone and put it in for us. So let's have a look at the menu and let's figure out what we can have. But me and Paul are going to go all out tonight. We're going to go for as many courses as we can get, probably just 2. Hopefully they sell beer. If not, we're going really quick. Anyway, let me show you the menu. So this already looks good to me. Special stuffed pork roll. As you can see, I can easily translate. Then there's deep fried meat rolls, roasted duck with honey, and all this is like soups and vegetables, and we don't want to do any of that stuff. But special stuffed pork roll, that could be good. Or roasted duck and with honey could also be amazing. Well, what just happened was the lady that came to serve us doesn't speak any English, so I did a lot of pointing and she said a lot of something and I didn't have a clue, and then she showed me something else and it looked nice, so I just went yeah, okay, and then I just asked for fried rice. Paul literally just did exactly the same thing, pretty much. So we are we're going to get what we're given, so we're going to find out. But the plus side, the big plus side, is we managed to order a beer, so we're going to sit in this beautiful place. Just have a look. We're kind of in like a gardeny style thing next to the road, and we're gonna, instead of sitting in there in the heat, and so we get to enjoy our beers there. Sweet. So the food has just arrived. I think I've got some tender pieces of beef. I asked for fried rice, I think I've got normal rice. Paul asked for chicken with cashew nuts and something with fried rice. I think he got his fried rice. Have a look. So there is my, I think that's boiled rice. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful food. I have no idea what that stuff is on top. And then moving on to Paul's, he's got, yeah, that looks lush as well, doesn't it? But look, the git has got fried rice. So shall we dish it up and taste this bad boy? So here is the moment. Look at that, falling apart. So let's have the taste test, the ultimate taste test. So that's melt in the mouth beef, seriously melt in the mouth. I think that's a bit of ginger on the top. It's got a bit of a kick to it as well. Definitely boiled rice though, but that is absolutely amazing. So Paul, straight on it. Come on then, tell us about your cashew nuts.
Sorry, I couldn't wait. I had to get cracking. Chicken, garlic, ginger, cashew nuts, loads of soy sauce of some sort. Absolutely awesome. So I'm going to enjoy my meal now, keep sipping my beer, but yeah, this has been really good and I cannot wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be seriously next level, so I look forward to seeing you in the next one.